Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. The time is 4:33, and today's date is Tuesday, May the 26th, 2026, and I'm calling this meeting to order. Ms. Ana, could you please establish quorum?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor Nori Garza.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Ruben Plata.
Present.
Councilwoman Jessica Ortega.
Present.
Councilwoman Marissa Gerlach.
Present.
Councilman Alberto Vela.
Present.
Mayor, we've established quorum.
Okay, thank you. The next item is invocation and pledge of allegiance. Please stand.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the end of this school year and for the students, educators, and families who made it possible. We especially honor our graduates. Bless them with the wisdom, courage, and purpose as they begin their next chapter. Guide their steps and help them use their gifts to make a positive difference. Watch over all in our community and keep them safe in the days ahead. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item is disclosure of conflicts of interest. Ms. Ana, is there anything?
No, ma'am, we have none.
Okay. We'll move on to presentations, and the first item is a report from our Greater Mission Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Wonderful activities happening at the Mission Chamber of Commerce, where we advocate for tourism and support local businesses through promotion, education, and networking opportunities.
Sydney, I think we're having time.
I can continue. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A couple of highlights. We did have some ribbon cuttings that we celebrated recently with Buena Vista, Monster Warehouse, and Quality Spin Laundry Service. A new service in town that actually is digitally and it's technology, and you can actually use your credit card or your debit card to do laundry. And they also have a machine that cleans your shoes. So that's really new. So yes, and then they will also do it for you if you'd like at a $15. So just be sure to visit them. That's a Quality Spin Laundry. Also, we had a successful fundraiser, our annual golf tournament, which we raise funding for our two school districts, which is Sherryland ISD and Mission ISD. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We had over 38 teams. So we're gonna need more golf carts next year. So we gotta talk to Mike about that on Thursday night when we see him. And a couple of recap highlights. Through our educational development, we did have a successful AI session. The Chamber will continue to host AI sessions. We're actually looking forward to somebody who did present at a national conference to come and present on AI as we continue those efforts. And through our strategic networking partnerships, we went ahead and highlighted a successful networking morning mixer with the RGB partnership. So we had over 60 people in attendance, where we had members from their organization and members from our chamber that came together and build those relationships. And we are excited to call for donations for Buckner Shoes for Orphans' Souls. And they are securing donations for new pairs of shoes for students up to the teen years. All of the month of May. If you'd like to make a donation, please feel free to come by the chamber and deliver your donation to us. Next, we are excited to celebrate the latest hotel in Mission, which has over 80, almost 100 beds, which definitely is going to contribute. This is about a 30% increase in hotel occupancy in the city of Mission, so we're so excited. It's happening tomorrow at 11 a.m. They will have lunch, so come by and tour the latest facility. And continuing our partnerships, strategic partnerships, we have partnered with the RGV Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and of course our members. And we are actually really excited that we're going to go to one of the OGs, our original places here, La Casa del Taco, and they're really excited. The owner still owns the locations in McAllen, Edinburgh, and Mission. Mission's the only one that's still open. So everyone's really excited. We made a recommendation to one of our members, and they were very happy with the service. The owner's looking forward to having us there. So it is open to all of our members of the Hispanic Chambers, and anyone who is not a member, a small fee of $20, and it'll include like appetizers and a beverage. Welcome to the team. We're excited. We are rolling admissions. Just to remind everybody that our memberships do start at $2.99 and they are open year-round. And of course, upcoming, we do have our annual membership meeting happening every year. We are turning 80. We're securing nominations for Business of the Year, Business Leader of the Year, and Nonprofit of the Year. So anyone who would like to make a nomination or self-nominate, we are accepting those applications. We also accept those year-round. So if you want to get ready and self-evaluate, if you are ready to be considered for any of these awards, we invite you to do so. The criteria is on our website, but also they can do a QR code on this one. With a new year, with a year closing and a new year opening, calls for board nominations and elections. So it's that time of the year again. The board terms will be presented at the May board meeting, which is happening tomorrow. We have about 5 spots on the board out of the 15. So we will be sending a formal communication to our members that we have board of director positions available and the elections times. And continuing and growing our governmental affairs division. We have a advocacy survey available for members and any member in the community to give us some input regarding any issues affecting their business. So they can also help us craft the legislative agenda for this year and what's coming up. And of course, our upcoming events are also available on our website, missionchamber.com. And if you're not already doing so, be sure to follow us. And that's all for today, Mayor.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, the next item is our departmental reports, and those are in our packets. Are there any questions, comments?
I move to approve the reports as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to accept the departmental reports as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item is citizens' participation.
Yes, ma'am. I've got a couple. The first one is Mr. Gabriel Osuna. He'd like to speak on agenda item number 15, related to the Mission Historical Preservation Commission ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Osuna, please come up and just state your name and address for the record.
Hello,
Yes.
Gabriel Osuna, Donna, Texas. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. My name is Gabriel Osuna. I serve as the Historic Preservation Officer for Hidalgo County and as Chairman of the Hidalgo County Historical Commission. I have a degree in history from Yale University and 5 years of experience in the field of historic preservation. And from 2022 to 2023, I served as Historic Preservation Coordinator for the City of Mission. I was hired to help revive the city's preservation program and to help fix Ordinance 5035 after it was hastily passed in 2021, after the last time it was repealed. And I left because unfortunately it became clear that none of my recommendations were making it to City Hall, and I needed to take my talents elsewhere so I could do more good in the valley trying to save our historic places. And I took those to communities where I had support from city staff, and since that time I have helped 4 cities pass new or improved preservation ordinances, including Mercedes, Donna, Harlingen, and Hidalgo. 3 communities to join the Certified Local Government Program, and I recently helped the city of Mercedes secure a $50,000 grant from the Texas Historical Commission. All of this for free, which is proof that preservation can be done with just a little bit of support and in a short period of time. Setting up these communities for new investment with historic tax credit opportunities, which is basically of 25 to 45% discount off of any rehabilitation project for a designated property. It's a really big deal. But I haven't forgotten about Mission. Twice since my departure, I approached city staff with offers to help pass a better, more manageable ordinance. And that offer still stands. Moreover, the County Historical Commission has continued to highlight Mission's historic resources, recently designating 2 historic Texas cemeteries, which made the front page of the Monitor, and a new National Registry District for Cherry Heights, which thank you, Mayor, for writing such a glowing letter of support for that. And even now, we have 2 pending state marker dedications coming up in the next year. So for Mission to repeal its preservation ordinance now, just as we're showing the valley what a special place it is, it would be a huge blow and a signal to the community that I fear that their heritage isn't worth preserving. So Mission has an incredible history, almost half of the county's historic properties on the National Register, and I urge you to please help us let you protect it, and to vote against repealing this preservation program in Mission so that we can work together to save the iconic landmarks that people are proud of in this community. If any of you want to discuss this further, I'm happy to answer any questions and concerns that might have been raised during the executive session last meeting when this was brought up. I have specific information. I have good communication with the Texas Historical Commission. So I'll make myself available to you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, now I have Jeff Alger, also agenda item number 15, Historic Preservation Ordinance.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Alger, and I'm from McAllen, Texas. I've been a museum professional for 40 years. The last 5 years of my career was spent here at Mission as exhibits curator at the Mission Historical Museum. I think that gives me a little bit of his perspective on Mission's history and culture. Just to read for a little. For 5 years, I was exhibits curator at the Mission Historical Museum. During that time, I immersed myself in Mission history and filled 2 entire buildings with chronological and thematic exhibits on the history and culture of Mission. In a real sense, I probably know more about general Mission history than just about anyone else living. Having done this deep dive in Mission history for 5 years, I feel like I am in a unique position to shed light on this subject. One of the things that stands out about my time at the museum were all the people that I met from Mission, many from Mission and the surrounding areas, who cared deeply about Mission's history, about Mission's culture. We're talking Old Mission, South Mission, North Mission, and Western Hidalgo County. These people care deeply, and I can't emphasize that enough, about their culture, about the history, their experience here, which includes, education, entertainment, all kinds of things. They care about their veterans, they care about their parks, they care about their family, and they care about their environment. So I think when you have the chance to address any of that and support any of that, you should take full advantage of that. Those are the people that do most of the working, most of the living, and most of the dying in this community. And there's precious little history for them to share with their family and their friends. It's been disappearing just in the short time since I've been here. I've seen several landmarks disappear that I spent years trying to raise awareness of. And of course, after they were gone, I got to talk to all the people that were so disappointed and sad and angry that they were not listened to, and that more attention wasn't spent on those, protecting those few places that we have left. I know the city doesn't own or control everything. There's county, there's school districts, there's private ownership, but I feel like we all need to work together to preserve what we have. I can just reiterate what Mr. Ozuna was saying. Please take advantage of that. I don't know why you're considering repealing this ordinance. I don't know why. I hope there's a good reason, but thank you.
Thank you.
That is all.
That's all? Okay. Alrighty. The next item is our announcements. City Council, Ms. Jess?
On my way over here earlier for my lunch break, I came into Mission today, and I was on the phone with Andy, as a matter of fact, and I saw something that I feel that I wanted to share with everybody. And at the school district, what we do is we give a shout out to an employee or somebody that has done a great job or whatsoever. So today, and he didn't see me, but I'd like for all of us to give a round of applause to our chief, Torres. On the expressway, I guess it was an accident today. I saw him actually working the accident and trying to prevent another accident, because when you're on the roadway, you're in a hurry and you don't care that there was an accident in the front. The lawn was super, super long, and just like myself, I was in a hurry to get somewhere. And I turn and I'm talking to Andy, and I'm like, oh wow, the chief is actually helping out with traffic. And so, Chief, great job. I know also he was training the officers that are there. I don't know. I do know that we have a lot of new staff, a lot of new police officers, and so that hands-on knowledge from you being there, showing them exactly how to do things, especially with your experience with DPS. Thank you so much. That was amazing to see today.
No comments, Mayor. Good job, Chief.
No comments.
Okay, all right, I don't have any comments today, so we'll go on to city manager's comments.
Yes, Mayor, I just want to remind the public that hurricane season is around the corner, but we already started the self-service sandbagging operations. So it's going to be every Saturday through hurricane season from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The location is on 15th Street and Perkins Avenue, right next to our recycling center transfer station.
Okay,
Thank you.
is that all?
That's it.
That's it, Andy?
Nothing on my end, thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to public hearing, and the first item is a public hearing for a rezoning request.
Mayor, City Council, good evening. The first case is a rezoning from single-family residential district to office building district. This is on Mayberry Road on the west side, just south of 8th Street, and it's just south of the Jasmine Plaza that is owned by this applicant. Zoning R1, as you can see to the north is the Jasmine Plaza, zone C3, and this request is for C1 zone for an office complex. And that's the aerial of the property, survey, photo from Mayberry. And not in line with the comprehensive plan, but adjacent to C3 zoning, and is a transition, a nice transition from R1 to C3. What the C1 allows of permitted uses, conditional uses. There was no opposition during the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. The Planning and Zoning Commission Board recommended approval unanimously.
Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to the request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Are there any questions?
Mayor, I move to approve the request as approved by the Planning and Zoning Board and staff.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the request as presented. I do have one question. Is this part of the old town site district?
Yes,
So which parking rules would apply?
They don't have to, if it's within the central business district, they don't have to have parking, but in this case, I believe they will.
They will?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was just my
Yeah, I mean, it
question.
helps them.
Right.
An office complex needs parking. Right?
Yes, yes. Okay. All right. Then I'll take a vote at this time. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 5-0. Next item,
Mayor, that would be ordinance 5816.
5816, yes. Sorry. Okay.
The next item is a rezoning from agricultural district to single-family residential district. This is a property that was annexed to the city limits a couple of months ago for a single-family subdivision on the east side of Moorfield, south of Griffin Parkway. And so you have a proposed subdivision. That's the survey and the proposed subdivision in line with everything around it. And it's going to have a nice connections to Capricorn Phase 1 and to Moorfield. No opposition. PNC recommended approval unanimously.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to the request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Are there any questions?
I move to approve, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the request to rezone from AOI to R1. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that is ordinance number 5817. Next item.
Next item, this is a down zoning from R2 duplex, fourplex district to townhouse district. This is due to changing market conditions out there. This is on the west side of Compton, north of Mile 2 Road. As you can see, the property was on R2 a few years ago, but the owner wants to build the townhouses. Survey, photo from Compton. Not in line with the comprehensive plan, but the staff feels is in transition to medium density residential uses. There was some opposition during PNC with concerns about Compton Road, but the Planning and Zoning Commission both recommended approval.
Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition?
Yes, I would. Good afternoon, council, public. I am Maria Peña Salinas, and I own the 3 acres right in front. I've been here continuously, 3318 North Compton Drive. I came in here to continuously to talk about master planning, about the destruction of all our agriculture, beautiful trees. He owned the most beautiful citrus trees, but that's what he wanted to destroy them. But not only him, other people, for the name, for apartments to be then made into housing aid for the illegals. Now, I had told him I was totally against duplexes and apartments. I told him I was for master planning, for the big home, to keep agriculture trees, but no, you all never listened to me. But in June 6, 2009, that part of town, it was county, was annexed. It is a responsibility of you all here in the city to make sure there is no water, water drains, there's no sewer lines over there, there's no electrical lines. It should have never been converted from agriculture to apartments. Since it was annexed, the city has failed to do their development on this area. It's very dangerous. I invite everybody in Mission. I invite everybody to go to the Compton Drive and 2 Mile Line to see how dangerous it is. The last city manager, we did a line and he built a 12-foot road and he did put water lines on the east side, not the west side. So, the whole thing here is, it's very dangerous. I want everybody to go see how beautiful Mission is. We must be as beautiful as the Cimarron because you all have failed to fix it. We have talked about it many, many times. At this time, it is too dangerous, and I'm inviting everybody to go see the mess. The other development, when they had all their caliche destroying all my trees, it's a mess. So you all are being negligent. And he's right, I'd rather have the big, nice townhouses than apartments, so I do agree on that changing. However, it is your responsibility to annex and fix that part of town so it won't be dangerous because I pay monthly taxes. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Please state your name and address for the
Hello,
record.
how are you all doing? City Council, Mayor, thank you for your time. My name is Aaron Bailly. I've been in Mission all my life, and all I look forward is to, every time I try to see a project, I make it better and better and better. I'm talking about Mission being beautiful. You just look at people's yards sometimes, and they try to talk otherwise, and you go look at their yards, man. Go clean your yard first, and then worry about everybody else's. But whatever, any questions that I have, and like I said, I'm just moving forward with a more modern developments. I'm going to do all my research, and I ask a lot of questions. I probably city council, some of the city people get tired of me. So I come here to ask another question. It's never a stupid question. If you don't know the answer, go find out. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm just trying to become a better person, better Mission citizen. And we can all complain every day. We know what the problem is. Let's work on the solutions, man. It's common sense. We don't have to be educated. We don't have to be illegal or legal or all the above. If we work together, we can make it better. You know, even the ends. Look at the ends. They don't have a brain, nothing. They work together and they make everything better. And they get prepared for the future. So let's start saving on budget and create a bigger tax base. Because how can we improve the city if we don't collect taxes? If we don't make it grow, we can leave those 100 acres there to be planted. They're not planting anymore. I did not clean any trees. They were dry, so we cleaned them. So I love plants. If you go to my house, trust me, man, I built a catio for my cats to play chasing the butterflies. You go see my yard, I invite any of you. And that way you'll see what I'm talking about. I love plants, man. And I spend a lot of money on plants, but I love the way they make me feel. So I wish everybody could feel the same way. So whatever I can do here, any questions, concerns, remarks, I'm here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Chief Torres, I can tell you a story about Chief. I've known this guy 17 years old, and he's the best guy ever. Thank you. Good job. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to the request? Are there any questions for staff?
I just want to know what we planning to do with Campton Road. I mean, are we going to do anything there?
Well, it is in transition, so it has been improved as it gets developed. So the street gets widened and it gets paved, and the utilities have been put in as needed, and that's basically the way the development
That's how it
process.
goes, right? It goes like that as they
Yes.
start development, it starts. So once everything is developed, it's going to be widened.
Right. That's the plan, right?
Correct, yes. As we're getting subdivisions, each developer has to improve their portion of the street. Like I mentioned, PNC, in a perfect world, this area will develop at the same time, but it's developing at piecemeal. So as we're getting subdivisions, each developer is improving their section of Compton. In the future, the city may need to do additional improvements.
The 3 minutes are up.
Okay. All right. Is there any other questions? Is there a motion?
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the rezoning from R2 to R1T as recommended by staff and P&Z.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the rezoning request from R2 to R1T as recommended by staff and planning and zoning. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 5-0. And that's ordinance number 5818. And the next item?
It's a conditional use permit to place a portable building for educational purposes in a property zone R2. This is for the Vanguard School off of Los Ebanos Road in the church property. They already have 2 portable buildings. They're asking to place 1 additional. And as you know, they're building the new school on Stewart Road. So once the school on Stewart is complete, all these portable buildings will be done away with.
Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to the request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Are there any questions for staff?
Mayor, I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that's ordinance number 5819.
Unless I can present it.
Next item.
These are a restaurant in a property zone, a neighborhood commercial district. In the neighborhood commercial district, a restaurant must obtain a conditional use permit. This is at the southeast corner of Mayberry and 4th Street. This has been a restaurant in the past, many years. So we have a new tenant that wants to prove it. So he provided this rendering of his proposed improvements. It's very nice in the inside. And he already did some landscaping improvements at the site. You have the before and after, and he's hoping to start opening the restaurant this week. No opposition from the neighbors, and it's a 2-year recommendation.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to the request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Are there any questions for staff?
I move to approve, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit as requested. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0, and that's ordinance number 5820. Next item.
It's a home occupation for gun sales. It's a renewal, we explained that last year. The applicant he likes to go to gun shows, so he has to have the license with his address in his house, but he doesn't really sell guns out of the house. It's for his ATF license, and he goes to gun shows. No opposition from the surrounding property owners. We're recommending 3 years. PNC recommended 3 years also.
3 years, okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? I know the applicant is here, is that correct? Yes? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm real hard of hearing.
That's okay,
I
that's
have
okay.
hearing aids, but they don't do me much good.
Okay.
What was your question?
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm sure you're just here to answer questions if anyone has any questions for the applicant. No questions? Okay. All right.
Basically, I'm not really selling out of that location. I had stored weapons there that I had at 2704 Griffin Parkway. I had guns and more. I closed it and I moved it to there.
Okay. All right.
Medical reasons.
Okay. Thank you.
This is a renewal, right?
It is a renewal. Mhm.
Mayor, I had a question.
Sure.
I wanted to ask Mr. Cervantes, what is the most we can give for this type of, we have to hear it every 3 years?
No, you can approve it for longer. It can be a life of the use if desired, with the understanding that it could be revoked.
Mm-hmm. It's because we keep seeing him each time he comes, and I've never heard of
Yeah, so
anything out of that property.
What we do is as the renewals come in, we go longer, right? And then eventually we recommend life of the use.
Okay.
Maybe we can do 5 years if
Sure.
you're okay with that.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve for 5 years.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. There's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit for a time of 5 years instead of the 3 as recommended.
Can you tell them, please?
It's going to be for 5 years.
5 years? Yeah, that's okay. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that's ordinance number 5821. Next item.
It's a renewal of a conditional use permit for a restaurant that likes to sell alcoholic beverages with a meal. This is a Japanese restaurant named Hans Katsuya off of Cherry Road. In this case, we're recommending, because there haven't been any problems, a very nice, peaceful place. For this one, we're recommending life of the use.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to the request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Are there any questions for staff?
I move to approve, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit for life of use. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that's 5822. Ordinance number 5822. And that is the end of our public hearing. The next item is our consent agenda.
Mayor,
Yes.
if I could, I would like to pull out of consent agenda number 15, the discussion of the Mission Historical Preservation. I loved what both men said today, but I also got a phone call right after this meeting. As you well know, my mother has dealt a lot with historic preservation. So this is the first time I've ever listened to you, sir, so I'm going to give you my card so you can call us. I'd like to do a workshop of some sort, and I had called Andy to kind of educate the public, just how we were educated on the process, and why this was put on the agenda. So I would either like to table it or discuss it, but for sure pull it out of consent agenda.
Okay, for now, let's just take it out of the consent agenda items. So we're going to be considering items number 11 through 14.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda items 11, 12, 13, and 14.
Okay.
Second.
All right. There is a motion to approve the consent agenda for items 11, 12, 13, and 14. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, item number 15. And I think Andy has a presentation on this?
Yes.
Actually, it's just really
Some
commentary.
comments? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Hello, everyone. So item number 15 is the discussion and possible action on the matters related to the approval of the ordinance number repealing ordinance number 5035, Mission Historical Preservation Commission. The repeal includes all provisions related to the Historical Preservation Overlay District, Historical Preservation Commission, Historical Preservation Officer duties, design criteria, designation processes, maintenance standards, certificate of appropriateness procedures, and any amendments thereto. So one of the things that I wanted to bring today, that's an agenda item, was basically what we had discussed prior as it pertains to Historical Commission, right? So what our intent is, and our recommendation, first and foremost, is to transition the Historical Preservation Commission to an advisory component. And I'm going to explain the reason why, right? So currently, the commission is tasked with actually regulating that historic overlay district. So that includes taking a look at any type of demolitions that go into that area, as well as different types of alterations or building structures that are within the historic district, right? So alone with that takes a lot of expertise to really undertake, right? Because now you're moving away from just doing like more historical assessments, and you're moving more towards potential planning and zoning issues as well, right? Because you're talking about structure integrity, different types of architectural issues, right, with buildings and what you can and cannot modify on a building. So it really moves beyond the reach of a typical employee at the historical museum, and that's something that I did speak with the director on, right? So one of the other biggest issues that have not allowed us to really work on those historical standards is because we don't have the developed historical standards. So the ordinance itself does say that we're to regulate and we're to provide certificate of appropriateness, and we're supposed to say, hey, well, we're regulating these types of demolitions and modifications, but the design standards and criteria have not been developed. And usually the way that you do that is you complete a historical design survey or a study, right? And that study is typically put together by somebody that's a professional in historical landmarks, as well as somebody that's also a professional in evaluating structures and buildings like planning and zoning, right? So the issue with that in particular is that the design standards alone are going to cost about $60,000 to be able to establish a plan, right? So that's the first and foremost, right? The actual plan cost. In addition to that, we don't have anybody that's qualified at the museum to really go and look at the planning aspect of it, right? Well, that would require us to have a historical preservation officer. And having that officer alone, including fringe benefits and all the other costs added to, is about $70,000 on top of that, recurring annually, right? So one of the big benefits to having, and again, as the gentleman in the back said, you're absolutely correct. One of the big benefits of having the Historical Preservation Commission is to qualify for certified local government grant opportunities, right? One of the things, though, about the grant programs is that they are competitive, and more importantly, one of the biggest issues, too, is the match requirements, right? They do have match requirements. So we're just not at that phase with the plan and with our personnel to be able to execute, right? And that was the biggest reason why I brought this to the council in the first place to evaluate, because right now we're not really enacting any of those design standards. We have the board, but they're not being activated as in accordance with the ordinance, right? So the recommendation is really to kind of backstep it a little bit and come down to an advisory board format. Doesn't mean, one of the things that I do want to mention, doesn't mean that this is never going to happen. It's just maybe not the right process right now, right? Financially, to be able to invest in those types of programs, and then the personnel requirements. So our recommendation is really to backstep it to an advisory board, maintain that culture in the community. That's what we still want to do, right? We still want to recognize that. And possibly even coordinating directly with the county. So I know that, Ms. Jessica, you had mentioned the county, and I know the county has also started getting involved with the CLG program. So being able to piggyback on them and seeing how we can coordinate is something that we can do to start, right? But again, the recommendation is to come back to an advisory board format. But that's really the justification to the request, right?
Thank you, Andy, for that. Mayor, if I could ask a question.
Sure.
I guess from a couple of the people that spoke to us about the historic preservation today, I've never got that information. And so I think in the past, either city managers or administration, whatever, I'd like to see what they have to present before making any type of decision, because what if there is funding available or something else that we may not know that could help us preserve this. It's like we've rescinded it before and we're back to the same thing. So I want to know during that time, because the last time we removed it was how long?
Oh, I mean, it's been years.
Like
So I
6
mean,
years?
no, I want to say, I thought it was more than that.
That we rescinded it?
Like that we...
That
like-
there was a rescind?
Yeah,
Yes.
and then we put it back. When did we...
I can't recall the date.
We put it back like
Yeah,
5 years.
I mean, I can follow up with Cindy, our museum director.
It was like 5 years ago.
Do you want to have a committee like that she can help with?
No, I don't want to be on a committee. I'm just saying, I don't know if mayor at the time, or even when he was brought in to help from the historical, from Hidalgo County, that information was never shared with us that I can remember. It might have been, and I just don't remember. But I do know that times are changing, and there's just, I would hate to make a hasty decision today and not really see what's out there before we make a decision on this.
Understood.
And I understand that, but when this ordinance was put into place, it didn't follow the ordinance. So there was never a survey done, a historical survey done. So even back then, I do remember even when Mayor Salinas was here, that came up. And the reason that it came up is because according to our ordinance, we're not in compliance with our own ordinance. And that's really what we're trying to get done. We're trying to comply with the ordinances that we have in place. We're not going to I do not want to forget our history, and I want to improve it and do all we can to keep it current with buildings and culture and everything else that comes along with it. But I think what's important is that we comply with our own ordinance. So the idea was to basically start from scratch. And we would love to have your help. If we will call you and to get you to come and help us get both you and Jeff. Jeff, are you on? Are you in? Sure. Awesome. Okay. So that's the type of support that we need, because we've not had that support before, as from my understanding, unless somebody else has a different viewpoint.
And then also, Andy, you had mentioned there is some board members right now, but when was the last time they even had a meeting?
I mean, it's been some time, yes.
They haven't met in at least a couple of years, I'm going to say.
Yes.
And Andy, I guess what you're also saying, we're just backstepping because we are not in compliance with our own ordinance, but we definitely want to preserve the history, just backstepping to an advisory type board.
Correct. And really being able to do that allows us to get our feet on the ground and identify a path forward, right? I mean, as opposed to pulling a trigger on something that we could have, like, again, the plan, is gonna cost, right? So if we're gonna do something, we wanna do it correctly, and we wanna make sure that we have the advisory capacity behind us.
Any other questions or discussion? If you're more comfortable, kind of waiting until the next meeting and getting some further information, we could do that. The other option is also to amend the current ordinance to maybe tweak it so that we do at least come closer to being compliant, and then work on those areas that we need to work on. That's a question for legal. Would that be something that we could do?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Short answer, yes, okay. So I would entertain a motion to table at this point, if that's what y'all want to do.
I'd like to make a motion to table the item.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to table item number 15. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. This item will come up our next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
Next item are approvals and authorization. Ms. Carrillo.
Yes, Mayor, Council, good afternoon. The next item is discussion and possible action related to the adoption and approval of the updated City of Mission Title VI non-discrimination plan, including the designation of an Americas with Disabilities Act ADA Title II coordinator to ensure compliance with federal civil rights requirements. We have updated the plan. This is the new plan, quite lengthy. It is in your packets. I have reviewed all the other plans and made the corrections that are necessary so that we can be in compliance. We will be having an audit on June the 2nd to make sure that, our plan is in line. We have received guidance, and so I am confident that the plan is what it needs to be at this particular time. As part of these efforts, the city is also required to designate an ADA Title II coordinator, which will be yours truly. I will be taking on that responsibility. I've been working on the plan. I can probably read it, in my sleep already. So, I am up for that challenge. Approval of this item will formalize the adoption of the plan and the designation of the ADA coordinator. And staff and co-interim city managers are recommending approval.
Okay, any questions?
I'm going to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the updated City of Mission Title VI non-discrimination plan, including the designation of Ms. Ana Carrillo as our Title II coordinator. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the next item.
Vidal is not here.
Hi, good afternoon. Assistant Finance Director. Discussion and possible action on matters related to presentation of unaudited financial statements for the month of February and March 2026. Some general fund highlights in March. For general fund, generated 3.4 million in revenues, 5.8 in expenses, resulting in a revenue under expenditures of 2.4 million. 411,000 was in net other financing sources and uses. The general fund reported a decrease in fund balance of 2 million for the month. This is generally consistent with normal seasonal trends as property tax revenues substantially tampered down after February and transfers out are periodically utilized to support the city operations and funds. February reflects slightly higher property tax collections relative to March, which is consistent. Is it? Go ahead. Okay, sorry. With the city normal property tax collection cycle, where the majority of the collections are typically received during December through February. Moving to utility fund highlights. In March 2026, the utility fund had 2.7 million in revenues, 2.5 million in expenses, and $759,000 in transfers out to other funds. Utility fund reported a decrease in net position of approximately $493,000 for that month. Charges for services, which include water cells, sewer cells, reconnection fees, and other services revenues totaled a $2.08 million in February and a $2.04 million in March. Moving to enterprise fund, the golf course fund reported an increase in net position of $24,000 for the month of March 2026 after transfers in and continued operational activity. For the solid waste fund, it reported a decrease in net position of $833,000 for the month of March 2026, primarily due to transfers out and operational expenditures. And for the event center, it reported an increase in net position of $98,000 for the month of March 2026 after transfers in and rental activity. I believe you guys received right now the financials for February and March. And this concludes the financial summary report highlights for each funds.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Anybody? Any questions? No questions? Okay. Is there
You need a motion?
Yes, please.
Mayor, move to approve the possible, the February, March 2026 financials.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the presentation of the unaudited financial statements for the month of February and March 2026. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item is unfinished business, and we do have a tabled item. I believe we're not going to discuss it at this time?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, so the next item is executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
I so move.
Second.
There a motion and a second to go into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Move to reconvene.
Okay. There's a motion by Mr. Plata
Second.
and a second by Marissa.
I got quorum.
Yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. And I didn't read my, on item number 1, Mr. Plata?
Mayor, I recommend, discuss, made a motion to, discuss an executive session for item number 1.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to move forward as discussed in executive session for item number 1. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Second item?
Number 2, Mayor, also discuss an executive session to move forward with this item number 2.
There's a motion
Second.
and a second to move forward with the item as discussed in executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Mayor, I move to adjourn.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.